I'm back. This guy with this hoodie again? Yes, this is my at home in office hoodie. Cause days like this where it's just not 60, 38 degrees, rather than turn my heat up and increase my gas and electric bill by that much more, just put the hoodie on. Damn it. I literally just started recording. I'm already ranting. We're looking over these I don't know where I'm gonna fucking put them. We're looking over these news articles here. I have 3 of them today. I'm not gonna read them verbatim. We're just gonna touch on a few points here and there. I will leave links to each one of these articles in the description below so you can look over them yourselves, come up with your own opinions. If you have anything you want to share, by all means, do so in the comments below. I welcome it. You guys have really, really been killing it lately, and I'm loving it. So this is your first video. Welcome. I ramble a lot. I'm sorry. I'm doing it right now. Let's just get into this. From Software is pivoting from demigods to giant mechs. Instead, a new IGN interview with From Software president and game director indicates the latest sequel will stay authentic to what players love about the series, including a heavy emphasis on mech customization. So all the feedback that we have been discussing in previous videos and on other videos and on other articles, these guys have clearly been listening to it, and I guess they're screaming that it's not going to be what we have come accustomed to as far as the Soul series. My question then becomes, what exactly do you guys have planned? Because what I read later on, or what we will discuss later on, is that there are some things from the Soul series that will be carrying over that kind of confuses me a little. Again, we'll get there. Armored Core 6 will focus on the series' bread and butter, assembling mechs. Players can swap out everything from legs to rocket launchers, prioritizing one type of speed boost over another to engineer their own death machine. In battle, meanwhile, players will be rewarded for aggressive play styles that try to keep their enemies on the back foot. Severe and intense battles is still very much the focus, but customization and mech movement are still the foundation. So, again, like I said earlier, they're trying to integrate the Soul series type of style of combat into Armored Core 6, which means the whole just melee attack that we're used to from Armored Core, you know, that one swipe and that's it. I'm more than certain that's going to get expanded on. The question is, are they going to have different type of melees? Like, will we see different melee weapons that we could basically main? Or will it still just be that Gundam lightsaber blade that comes out for maybe 1, 2, possibly 3 attacks? Like a jab, a dash attack, that classic slice. I hope they expand on it. I hope they kind of take from Reinhardt on Overwatch and at least come up with that hammer that has the jets on the back, and you can just have a melee weapon you can main in combat. Like, you could probably have shoulder mounted weapons and switch to those for alternate fire. But if you want to main a weapon and just go in and go ham, that'd be a welcome change. So hopefully that's something that they're kind of hinting at, and we'll see in Armored Core 6. They list off a few things that they picked up from IGN's interview, and they are as follows. The story is segmented into missions. You customize your loadout in between missions. Earn money from missions to buy better gear for your mech. There's somebody that I had a conversation with in the comments about this. I'm gonna try to put your name somewhere around here because you mentioned this. It would be versus mode, but multiplayer isn't the focus. Somebody else said that they want to petition for multiplayer in this game. Looks like you might have to start that. Brand new setting and story that doesn't connect to earlier games. So either this is going to be a leap forward in time, this is going to be another parallel timeline. Those are my 2 guesses. Because usually when people say something like that for situations like this, I don't necessarily believe it because they always put in hints, Easter eggs, and small little clues that link back to the past stuff in the series. So there'll be some type of connection. I think this might be a red herring. Boss battles featuring violent machines are the highlight of the game. And I truly, truly hope this is referring to arms forts. Of course, it's obviously referencing to other mechs or Next or Raven pilots. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be in the base game, but I would like to see a raid come into the picture at some point in time. You know, 4-man, 5-man, 6-man groups going in to take down this one huge objective with this one massive boss fight at the end. Maybe some mini boss or several bosses sprinkled in between there somewhere like that. Think Final Fantasy, think Warcraft, think Destiny, something along that nature integrated into this. Something that challenges you as far as PvE goes. Because they mentioned there will be PvP in this game. That's great. I will be dabbling into that. But I'm also a huge fan of ideas like raids and dungeons. I would like to see those. Will we get off the top? Hell no. While Armored Core 6 is very much a mech fighter, the studio isn't pretending that its next incarnation will feel like a dramatic shift in direction from its more recent hits. So basically, it's going to feel like a Soulsborne game with guns. Lots and lots of guns. It almost sounds as if melee weapon combat is going to be the meta in this series. A series about guns. In the years since From Software's capabilities have grown, but so has what's possible on game consoles. With the series now having skipped an entire console generation, players' tastes have shifted too, possibly laying the groundwork for Armored Core's return in a big way. Yeah, it makes sense, because what it was and what it was capable of has evolved. Will they be able to successfully mesh the Soulsborne game style with that of the Core? Y'all better not ruin my beloved Core. Oh, that'd be a dope clan name, the Beloved Core. For anybody who doesn't know, that's actually a Marine Corps reference. That's my idea. I call dibs. Terrica Winigan, thank you. Thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate you. You kind of scared the shit out of me, but thanks. Love you. I hope I pronounced that name right. From Software president told IGN in an interview that his company is not trying to direct Armored Core 6 mechanics towards Soulsborne type gameplay. Instead, From Software is taking a good look at the core concept of Armored Core and what made that series special, and applying the recent game development experience and re-examining it together with those core concepts of Armored Core. Okay, so going back to what we were talking about earlier and the questions that I was asking, because I'm always worried that they're gonna f up my beloved Core, it sounds like they're attempting not to do that, but using what they learned over the years to amplify on the Core. Time will tell. However, this is the point that I was talking about here. Players will break enemy mech's posture, letting them strike critical hits. How do you break posture with weapons, with guns, with bullets, with artillery? I guess artillery kind of makes sense. Those are heavy hitting things from above. So landing a direct hit with that could possibly break posture, but that's not always the easiest thing to do, because artillery are not the things that track, are not things that are like hit scan. You have to be pinpoint on a target that is either stationary already or is quite slow moving, or you have to be really good at predicting where they're going to be to land that artillery shot. As far as everything else goes, the more I think on it, the more I guess it's starting to make sense. But still, when I hear the phrase break enemy posture, I think melee. I don't think millimeters. I don't think caliber. I don't think megaton. It'd be interesting to see how this works out. Armored Core 6 will focus on single player for its story mode, but there will be some sort of multiplayer element. Dynamic and intense boss battles will be the highlight of the game. Again, they're saying that there will be some PvP because they mentioned that before. I mean, it's made plain and simply clear here. When you're playing a story, you're on your own. Good luck to you. As far as the intense boss battles, I'm pretty sure that's going to be 1v1 an enemy AI next. But I want arms forts more than anything. I just want the big, dramatically oversized mega bases. You have to figure out how to overcome this. I am storming the castle of Normandy. That phrase doesn't work. Miyazaki and Yamamura stated repeatedly that this is a game that does not resemble the Soulsborne formula in any way and instead looks at the core concepts behind Armored Core series, building your custom mech, complex, intricate control, and mission-based structure, and bring them back to a new audience to experience. I kind of feel called out on this because my videos, I keep asking, how much different is this going to be? And they're like, it's not gonna be different. It's going to be what you played back on PS1 and PS2. Stop fucking asking us, wait for the game. I hear y'all, you gotta understand. Though I do have trust in you as a game developer and what you've given us over the years, players are burned by so many other people, so many other developers, in so many other games, so many times, we can't help but question it. Yes, we hear you loud and clear. It's going to be as close to the original series as you can get it, while still improving the game for current day, current gen, current players. I'm just worried about the changes. That's all. Please don't ruin my beloved core. I should probably stop saying that to y'all. Y'all know what y'all doing. Fancy a fast-paced melee-based robot to jet around in? Or perhaps a near-stationary tank carrying two of the biggest railguns you've ever seen is more your speed? Tool your AC up the way you want to play and get stuck in. There's never been any open world or Metrovania element like the Soul series. Complete a mission, get a big juicy financial prize for success, and spend that money on upgrading or tweaking your AC. Rinse and repeat. Make your way through the story that unfolds as you pick sides and complete certain objectives that move the narrative along. A new narrative too, as they have also declared that there is another reboot of the Armored Core series, a fresh start after the first time it was rebooted with Armored Core 4. So, a couple things here. First, they talk about near stationary tank carrying two of the biggest railguns you've ever seen. One, it goes back to the mortar fire I was talking about before. If you land a direct hit on a tank like this with that mortar fire, does that break its posture that we were talking about before? Two, the railguns it was talking about. Will those railguns be able to break an enemy's posture, lining you up for a critical hit? Do you trade being able to dodge certain attacks to be able to more reliably land certain attacks that will break your or the enemy's posture? Oh, the second thing that came to mind was the big juicy financial prize for spending money on upgrading and tweaking your AC. How big of a prize are we talking? What is the financial landscape going to be like in this game? Is like the best things gonna be so ridiculously overpriced because of how powerful it is that it takes forever to get them? On a counter note, can we repeat story missions over or past missions over in order to get some of the higher level stuff to then basically just walk through the missions? Are they going to be level locked? Are they going to be mission locked? Are they going to be region locked, depending on where you are on the map? Is it just a paywall that separates you from the best in the game to where people who grind early on can buy late game and then just waltz through the game? What are the barriers in place aside from just financial? The last part, rebooting the story for the first time since Armored Core 4. So this is the second reboot. But people look at Armored Core 4 and they have deduced that it's not necessarily a reboot, but whereas it's a separate timeline that runs parallel, because there are some things that kind of recall back to previous things that happened in the series. So is this going to be another one of those situations? Is this just a huge leap forward in time? Are they going to mention anything from the past series whatsoever? Is this truly a reboot where the past is completely erased and we're starting everything from square one? Or is it going to have characters, locations, items, technology, just so many questions. I've been trying to brush up on my Armored Core lore and history too, so been watching and listening to a lot of different videos and podcasts and whatnot. A leak from a consumer survey back in January 2022 seemed to indicate that a single player mission based structure is still in place. However, there is also the promise of what is dedicated as an overwhelmingly scaled map that represents a unique sci fi world. At least we have that much, because that's one of those things I just love to do is just poke around on my own time and get lost, just exploring. Despite its reputation, it's fair to assume that given the quality of life improvements made generally in video games and From Software's own move into the mainstream, that this will likely be the most approachable Armored Core game to date. But there is still so much still unknown about what will be the first new Armored Core game in a decade. I highlighted this because difficulty curve. It's going to be steep. My monkey brain is gonna be bashed against the wall a couple times trying to get reacclimated to everything. Be stubborn with this game. Do not give up on it. If you are a new player, even old players might come across it and be like, okay, I don't remember everything. I try to brush up on it. I'm getting frustrated. Expect that. You may not have that problem. Hey, more power to you. For the rest of us, expect some frustration with the difficulty curve because it's going to fly. And that is actually that. Those are the 3 articles and the points I wanted to touch in each one of them. I actually have a bonus 4th here. However, it says leaked images. It's not so much leaked images as opposed to a leaked image. And it doesn't necessarily show too much. I'll throw it up on screen for the end card, as well as the 2 other images that it shows because I just like those images. I'm probably gonna save them on my computer and use them probably in this video, but I'm definitely gonna use them. Cannot wait for the game to drop. Cannot wait to see you guys in there. Thank you again for watching. If you like the video, go ahead, give it a like. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do so because I want to do this more often and I want to be able to sustain myself as far as this goes. So help me out with that and I'll see you guys in the next one.